How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? The MCU's newest TV show, Wonderman, just came out on Disney Plus on Tuesday. Let's talk about it. Overall, my overall score, let's go ahead and just get into it. I gave it a 7 out of 10. I know I'm lower on it than a lot of people. I thought it's a really good show. It's really well acted, really well shot. There's some really good one-shots throughout this show. It looks really good. It's written really well. But it's hard to rank it higher than some of these MCU projects being just kind of a character study and a story about an actor. Like, it's hard for me to get that into it, and then when you compare it to the whole MCU, it's like, oh, how can I put it here? How can I put it here? I feel like I'm in the minority of people who aren't glazing this project, saying that it's, as good as it is. It honestly might have been higher, but there was one episode I hated. We're going to go episode by episode, so if you want to stick to see which episode I truly hated, stick around. But let's just go ahead. Let me pull up where I have it in the MCU. I currently have it 33rd in the MCU, in between Shang-Chi, I think is better, and I think Brave New World is a little bit worse. But I mean, it's over 2, 7, 12, 17 MCU projects, but like I said, it's in 33rd. It is not too high, but let's just kind of talk about it, talk about the show a little bit, kind of my thoughts. So episode 1, Manatee, like instantly, you kind of grow to love this character. Him stretching in his apartment's really cute. Him doing all that. Sorry, it wasn't in his apartment, it was in his little trailer. I did really like that, but they make this character really unlikable, like from the first scene, and then they don't let him grow too much. I kind of feel like he's instantly just a side character on a TV show, and he's constantly like making extra changes until he gets fired, and you're just the whole time like, bro, you're like, you can just tell he's being extra, and I know that's the point, but still. But then episode 2, the self-tape, this episode was one of the better episodes for sure. I mean, it was just them two running around dealing with having to film the self-tape. They went to Trevor's old friend's house. I don't remember that dude's name. And, basically Simon stuck up for Trevor. They start to slowly build their friendship. And then episode 3, Pacoima? Whatever. I didn't say that shit right. So his brother is the biggest dick ever, which I did not like. But I don't know shit about MCU. Sorry, I don't know shit about Wonderman comic lore. I know MCU lore, and I know a lot of comic lore. I don't know shit about Wonderman. I have no clue about him. I did learn that his brother eventually, spoiler alert, does become a villain, so maybe they're kind of setting that up, because his brother sucks. His brother sucks. Like, yeah, he built the island for his mom, and that was cool, but, like, constantly was just a dick, which you kind of get because Simon sucks, and we know Simon sucks at this point. But the mom is so sweet and supports Simon so much to where the brother being a dick is like a full 180 on the mom, and it's just like, I don't know, it's like the devil and angel on his shoulder maybe. Kind of, like I said, it's good writing, it really is. But easily the stupidest episode. I think this episode's stupid. I think it's lazy. Episode 4, The Doorman. In my opinion, MCU has done this with the last few of their TV shows. I think Echo did this shit a lot, where it's doing these one-shots. Sorry, one-shot's not even the right word. They're doing these scenes/episodes that are really long, that has overall nothing to do with the plot, and it is just lazy. It is just to get, more episodes, more screen time. I feel like this was like, oh, we can't make it 6 episodes. Everybody hates the 6 episodes. Let's add in this. We don't even have to bring in our main character. We don't even have to bring in Trevor Slattery. I pretty much skipped through this whole episode. I was constantly rolling my eyes. The guy who played Olaf did karaoke and died. I mean, that's fun. But like I'm constantly rolling my eyes. This has nothing to do with the overall show, overall plot. And you get me interested into a plot, and then you just explain this other character that has nothing to do with the rest of the show, and people are sitting here acting like this is a good episode. This episode is so stupid. Like, this episode brings this show down a lot. Like, if you have a better, I don't know. It's hard to hold it back on being epic, in an MCU show. So it's kind of like, I have Black Panther above it, even though I think this is well written. More written well than Black Panther, and it clearly looks better than Black Panther. But Black Panther, man, T'Challa coming back, I am not dead. How do you beat that? In my opinion. So I want to know, what do y'all think about that episode? I know I'm in the minority. I know people are going to call me stupid. People are going to roast me. But, I'm just talking how I feel. Episode 5, found footage. I think this is an alright episode. Trevor is slowly but surely coming to Simon's side, which I think is cool to see, because the whole time, you're supposed to buy into this friendship that is like carrying this whole show, but you know that this dude's just doing it to betray the friend. And so that kind of bugged me, and like, yeah, I don't know. But like you do slowly to see that Simon is winning over Trevor. They're telling each other real shit about each other. I think that's great. Then episode 6, the callback episode. This episode was really good. It was really fun. All the actors inside of the director's house was really fun. It makes you think like that going on in like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. You have Quentin Tarantino there with like Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio, Mario Robbie. Like if that shit kind of happens, just kind of funny to think about. But then our protagonist does a scene from Pretty Woman for no reason, which is just so stupid. And like, how did he get the part after doing that? His next scene was really good, don't get me wrong, and I guess he went like a full 180. But man, like he just whipped out something from Pretty Woman. I just thought that was so stupid. His character, bro, is very unlikable. So I don't even know if Wonderman's considered a good guy or a bad guy. I legit don't know about him. I know he's a little bit of both, I think, but I don't know. But then they did that fake out where he punches that dude through the face, but they were too scared to commit. I think this is maybe, because how does he get the job if he does that? So, not fair. Marvel wasn't going to do it and they were too scared to, but I don't know. Like, him doing that in his dream was, because you're like, oh, and then he instantly wakes up, and it's not there. Episode 7, Kathy Friedman, mid-ass episode. The only point of this episode was to get Simon to realize that Trevor's been betraying him this whole time and working behind his back, and so they bring in this Kathy Friedman character, and then Simon still is now acting 180, being the opposite of what he is, not trying to give food, send gifts to people, and he's still a dick. Like, the whole opposite of what he is, and he still sucks. So, the only thing that could happen, and then, it ends with the explosion. And then episode 8, Yucca Valley. Trevor gets to redeem himself. We get to see him come back as the Mandarin. You'll never see me coming. Which, say what you want about Iron Man 3. I think it's definitely overhated. But the shit they did with the Mandarin was definitely stupid. Actually, Jenna Ortega was in that movie, I'm pretty sure. I don't know why that was so random. But yeah, they did the shit with the Mandarin. And I think everything they've done with Trevor Slattery since has been pretty fun. Dude, and both of them were Dustin Daniel Creighton, who, wow, he did both of them with Trevor Slattery with Shang-Chi. That's pretty funny. But yeah, Simon tricks a guy to let him out of prison, which I thought was like kind of like a douchebag thing. But then you learn that he gave him money, so like it's plenty enough money to where he doesn't have to work that shitty job anymore. So he's not just fucking over this guy who's sick or whatever for the movie. I thought that was pretty cool. I think him, busting Trevor out of prison was pretty cool. And then let's just kind of get into my overall opinions on the show. Like I said, I think it's a 7 out of 10. I think there's a lot of MCU shows that are better written, that are more epic. I think this is better than She-Hulk. I think this is better than Ironheart. I liked She-Hulk better. There were moments of Ironheart that actually like made me stand up and go like, "Ah!" This never once I really even cared that much. It is just good. Like I think it's maybe 9 out of 10 made. Like, I think it is made really well. Like I said, I don't like the character that much. I don't really care for Trevor Slattery that much. Their friendship, I never bought into it once because, they're working against each other low-key. They're lying until he's not. And then once they actually, do bond, he still puts the shit on the computer. Still tries, to fuck him. Tries to screw him over. Sorry, I'm trying not to cuss, guys. If I cussed a lot, I'm trying to do better. But yeah, I'm trying to make sure this video is long enough. Yeah, sorry. I want to make sure this video is long enough. So let me know what you guys think below. Shout out to Escape Podcast. They were talking on their Patreon about where does Trevor and Simon rank in MCU dos. I could probably name 20 better. Like, it's not even close. I could name, let's just go back to Letterboxd. What show? Okay, Echo is easily worse. Secret Invasion's easily worse. I think Miss Marvel's easily worse. I think Agatha All Along is worse in my opinion, but I think everybody else will probably disagree with that. I think Ironheart, I think She-Hulk is worse. That's it. I think, just to kind of explain some movies that I think are easily better, I think The Marvels is better. I have The Incredible Hulk. I have Moon Knight, Daredevil Born Again. Like I said, it's in 33rd place in my MCU. It's so hard to rank it, and everybody's giving it a really good ranking so far. It's a 3.9 on Letterboxd. Yeah, this is pretty easily the second best MCU show. Finally, Little Death from the MCU. I didn't expect it to be so good. Like I said, it is good, but I don't know. I don't know, guys. Am I hating? Am I just a hater? Do I need am I expecting too much? This came out and I was not even excited to watch it. It was more like, I'm gonna have to watch it. But then I was like, I can make a video about it, so that'll be fun. But like, this is definitely along the lines of Echo and Agatha all along. I would have probably never even watched this. Clearly, it's not for me, I guess. I don't know. There's a bunch of TV shows that had me more hooked. This never once I was like that hooked. I literally was watching like an episode and a half a day until I cranked it out. So comment down below what y'all think of the show. Comment down below if I'm an idiot. Comment down below your overall rating of it. Comment down below if you want to see a season 2. Don't get me wrong. I would love to see a season 2. And maybe I'm also lower on Wonderman because it did not even connect to the MCU. And so it's like, we got Doomsday coming up. Why should we care about Wonderman at all when we know the whole planet's about to end? And they're going to have to go to Secret Wars and everybody's going to be on Battle Planet. And Wonderman and Trevor are just going to still be trying to get acting jobs this whole time. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of stupid. But kind of stupid, not fair, kind of hard to care about. I don't know. I'm being negative on the show, man. The more I think about this show, like I said, I'm just like at a 7 to where nothing about this excites me too much. But I will see y'all later on. Thank you.